Hey everyone, it's Ivan, kitbatch.com, out here for our first look at something new from Stone Glacier, as well as AGM and Noisefighters. This will probably be a pretty quick and dirty first look. One, not necessarily going to use any of this stuff because of what it is. In part, it's not going to be sunset for probably another hour. It's definitely really cold and windy today. Already rained and snowed despite being April 30th as of filming this. And yeah, it's going to be short and sweet. More than anything to show you guys, hey, I got this stuff in. I will eventually do a full review on it, and yeah, we'll get to check it out when I do that, or check it out in full. This right here though from AGM is their StingIR. It is a pretty cool little thermal. And there's actually a lot of stuff going on with this. One, it actually comes with a dovetail mount if you're gonna use it as a monocular. So go, or I guess that way, straight into a dovetail. It also has a extended 18650, I guess it is. So it'll extend out for added runtime. And something else pretty cool is you can actually, aside from hand holding this thermal, you can mount it here and then it'll go on to pick rails. So you can basically put this in front of a optic and yeah, use your LPVO at night with thermal, which is really cool too, because you don't have to zero a thermal. You already have your day optic, it's zeroed. This goes on in front of it, pretty neat. But something to augment that, we'll say, is from Noisefighters. So you can obviously use that all of those different ways. I will say when someone steps outside of kind of their thing, they don't always have the best solution. What do I mean by that? AGM, while that does come with a mount, so you can run it on a dovetail, and it'll go over your eye, pretty cool. But there are other people kind of in that space that are doing some pretty neat stuff, to include Noisefighters. Got some bands, some stickers. Very cool. And in here, some pretty neat stuff. This right here is, am I looking at the right thing? Yes. So this is the adapter. I believe this is the one for, yeah. So this is an adapter for the StingIR. And when I say an adapter, you're looking through, it's not like a PVS-14 where you have basically just a round image. You're looking at you're looking at a TV screen, like a little rectangular TV screen. So what this adapter does is basically makes it to where that, when coupled with like a Panobridge or something, will basically be oriented correctly for you to look through with your eye. And then we have some other cool stuff. This right here is their AX14 Advanced Single Arm Night Vision Mount Pro. They've done a really good job with their mounts. One, honestly, this box kind of felt like it was empty. Super lightweight and articulation. So if you're familiar with old style PVS-14 mounts, which are amazing, just kidding, they're terrible. So traditionally, PVS-14, let's go right here. You have this terrible mount arm right here, which you can loosen that and like adjust it. Honestly, it's garbage. This one gets rid of the stupid bayonet mount, which is terrible. It gives you a dovetail, and it actually lets you articulate both this piece here, and then you can also articulate this piece here. So with your 14, swing this thing up out of your line of sight if you don't need it at that moment. Pretty neat. And while I think this AX14-PRO is awesome running a single unit, like a 14 or StingIR if you want, what if you need things on both eyes, or at least the option of putting things on both eyes? So they have their Panobridge M1. It's their newest version. Oh, it's impossible to open. Just kidding. Now it's everywhere. Man, I don't even know what this is. Probably gonna have to read the instruction. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like a little tool set, it looks like, and maybe some spacers for it. And then inside here, probably that manual I'll probably pick up also. Should have the actual, oh sweet. That's very cool. It's actually wrapped multicam. So this right here, you now have your Panobridge M1 metal, and this one is, man, they did a really good job with this. Both these arms articulate, and you can run your 14, and then you can also, or is that right? Go into the dovetail? Pretty sure. So you can run your 14, and then over here you can also run another 14, or I guess it doesn't matter, especially with the adapter. So you can basically run two, again, bridge, Panobridge. You can either run two 14s, or in my case, I can run this PVS 14, and that's StingIR. Basically being able to go back and forth between both spectrums. Not that I'm planning on using them both at the same time necessarily, but man, it's hard to beat thermal if you're actually looking for something with a heat source. As far as just shooting on the range, thermal doesn't really do that much compared to the ability to navigate and everything like that, or use IR, whether it's illumination or aiming lasers with like night vision. But if you're looking for something that is warm, thermal's incredible. Lastly, I spend a good bit of time out in the mountains, and cold is real. And when it comes to spending time out of doors, having good equipment makes a world of difference. So I'm actually pretty excited about this from Stone Glacier, because I hate being cold when I don't have to be cold. It's avoidable. Just have good gear. And so this right here, Hyperdry. This is so cool. So Stone Glacier, my neighbors over in Montana, they make all kinds of largely kind of ultralight hunting gear, whether it's packs, I think they make tents also, clothing, and this right here, which is a down bag. This one is their, I don't remember if it's their 15, yeah, Chilkoot. Oh, well, look who decided to join us. Hey, sit, sit. Why are you breathing hard? Were you watching Cops? Go on. Hey, go on. This is their, sit, Chilkoot, probably mispronouncing that, 15-degree bag, and pretty excited about it. One, sleeping bags are, hey, are an investment. Like, they legitimately are. I still have and use a sleeping bag that I got. It's Mountain Hardware, I want to say. I got it, I was still in high school, so I don't know, over 20 years ago, and probably like 25 years ago. Been using it. How long ago was that in high school? I don't even know. We'll say probably got it in 1995, whatever, almost 30 years ago, I guess. Long time. And so if you get good quality stuff, it will last. And this I'm excited about just because my old bag, it's down, it's cool. Like, it still works, not as well as it did when it was new, because down will eventually, like, it'll lose its loft. This, amazing materials. One, this outer face is windproof, as well as, I don't think it's like waterproof, probably pretty water resistant though. And the down they have is their Hyperdry, and it's treated. So even if this ends up getting wet, you're still warm. Like, it'll still retain its ability to keep you warm, which is a really big deal, especially because lots of times I'll go up in the mountains, I'll be like, oh man, starting with 10 pounds of camera gear, what else should I bring on top of that? Things that get left out, tents, lots of times. And then I think I was up in the mountains like a week or two ago. Yeah, definitely snowed on me. Woke up to snow falling on my face and me in my sleeping bag without a tent, but whatever. I made it through the night. Again, good gear. But this is, yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be really nice and cozy. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be dark for probably a good hour or so, so not gonna stick around to put in a little bit of time with this or with this, but as I use it and I do put in time with all of this stuff, I'll end up bringing you guys a full review. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.